know. We're on time today.
Yeah, we're so on time that
starting 2022 on time.
All right. So I think we should. I guess we'll get started. Here, you wanna do the intro?
Okay. Hello. Welcome to the OverLook. My name is Jen.
My name's Corey.
And this is Sunday mornings, comics and coffees, where we come with you on Sunday morning with our coffee or our tea, and we talk about comic books, Marvel, DC. Today, though, we are going to be talking about all the future potential projects that Marvel will be leaking.
No, it's funny. I told you to do the intro, but I'm the one that actually prepared the topic. All right. My bad.
I did my best.
What up? So today, what we are going to be talking about are the 21 future projects in the MCU. So these are unnamed projects. So we do have a list of things that are going to be coming. Sprinkled in Phase 4 and probably Phase 5. We're talking about things like Captain America 4, Spider-Man 4, the Ghost Rider TV show. So we are definitely going to talk about those. But those are named.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have, we are going to split this up into 3 phases. I talked about this a little bit on our Twitter. If you guys want to follow us on Twitter, you can keep up to date in everything that we do in some of our topics and polls. But I talked about this on Twitter. We are splitting this into 3 phases. The first one is, what do we know so far from Phase 4? We do a Phase 4 recap every couple of months. We're going to start with that. Then we are going to cover some of the newer TV shows that were already announced, like newer projects, not just TV shows. Like I said, Spider-Man 4, What If Season 2, Echo, Shang Chi. She-Hulk.
That's not on the list.
Because that's already going against the lines.
Anyway,
right, so we are going to be talking about that, and then after we are going to be talking about the 21 unnamed projects.
Yep.
So to talk about everything we know about so far in Phase 4, we are going to talk about all the projects that are coming out that we know about in Phase 4. So things like She-Hulk, Miss Marvel. But let's start with the beginning of Phase 4. Let's just do a recap. Where we are, what we're doing, and if you guys do not know, we are the Overlook. We go over the books you may have overlooked, and every Sunday on our Twitch we have discussions with you guys, whether they are like this or maybe we'll talk about a TV show or movie or something like that. But yeah, usually it's a good time, and we're starting off 2022 on time.
On time.
So that's strange for us. All right, so
New
with
year,
that being
us.
said, let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is talk about the projects we already know about. So one of them's missing. We're covering it. It's WandaVision. So these dates, I think, these don't have dates.
No.
The old ones did have dates, and they kind of got shuffled because Miss Marvel got pushed. She-Hulk got pushed, but this is going to be split into 2 different sections. Just so you know, it's going to have this one, and then we have the ones that are coming in 2023.
Yeah.
So starting with Phase 4, what did we get? We have WandaVision.
Yeah.
After that, we got Falcon Winter Soldier. After that, we got Black Widow or Loki after that?
It was Black Widow, then Loki.
Black Widow, then Loki, then What If, Shang-Chi, then skip a couple, go to Eternals, and then Hawkeye so far.
Yeah.
So from this picture itself, Doctor Strange has been pushed, She-Hulk has been pushed, Miss Marvel has been pushed, and Captain Marvel 2 has been pushed.
Yeah.
Moreover, Captain Marvel 2 has been renamed to The Marvels.
Yeah, The Marvels.
All right. So all of this was 2021 for the most part, right? So what was your biggest takeaway from the MCU in 2021?
Definitely in 2021, they let you know that we have a focus of what we're going to do, and we have the overall theme is building the world, and under that is 3 sections that we're going to focus on, and they made it very clear with our TV shows. With WandaVision, it was magic. With Falcon and Winter Soldier, it was androids, and then with Loki, it was like aliens.
Aliens is just anything. It doesn't have to be like a space creature. It's just anything foreign to Earth. You know what I mean? And the TVA is pretty foreign to Earth. You know what I'm saying? And so Phase 4, they definitely focused in on the 3 different facets, which is aliens, androids, and
magic.
it was like wizards.
Yeah, wizards.
But yeah. So which one is your favorite facet so far that they're exploring, and which one are you like, I'm trying to see more of that?
So definitely magic is the one I'm most excited about. That's the one. I definitely love Wanda. I love Vision, but also I love more magic stuff, especially with the newer comics that have been coming out these last couple of years. I'm really interested in where they go with magic. One that I'm more interested in is definitely aliens, because like you said, it's not necessarily aliens from space. It could just be something foreign to Earth.
Yeah.
And I find that very interesting. And that's why I also feel a little overwhelmed when I try to go to like space alien type stuff, because there is so many avenues that you can go down.
Yeah, like
what about yourself?
technically like Dormammu or demons or anything like that are all aliens as well. Like these magical creatures are aliens. I think it's just playing with words, you know what I'm saying?
And they kind of did that perfect crossover with Shang Chi at that last scene where he had his magic rings, but there was also a cosmic element to them.
Yeah. So they're like, these are like our magic. Yeah, and they're like starting to like fuse into each other. Everything's starting to fuse in, which is very cool. Let's see.
What about yourself?
Oh, the thing I like the most is I like the androids, I guess. Androids / super soldiers / working and experimenting with technology.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So they really established that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier with the whole premise of there are more super soldiers out there. You know what I mean? And Black Widow kind of did it too, where it's like, yeah, they still have the Red Room out there.
Bunch of widows.
There's a bunch of red widows, but not only that, they have the Red Room, which was flying in the air. You know what I mean? Like that was a whole thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it was because we just got done with Thanos that you couldn't really contextualize how serious that is. But the fact that they had a flying like station, that's like some anime shit. You know what I mean?
And it was it had like the cloaking system too.
Yeah, it was cloaked. It was very comic book.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then even in Loki, like a lot of the stuff in Loki were actually just robots at the end of the day, like doing their jobs, like the leaders of the TVA. Besides, you know, obviously Kang, it was just a bunch of robots doing their jobs for him. So I think that's very cool. I think with the, you know, deconstruction of Stark Industries that it's leading to, I think Armor Wars is going to be really cool. Yeah. I think we are going to get a lot more street level crime. So for me, the androids part was always interesting. But yeah, all you guys in the chat, anybody watching this, I'd love to hear what you guys are most interested. Is it the aliens? Is it the magic? Is it like the robots and super soldiers? What is your favorite part of Phase 4 so far? So out of all of these projects, the only ones we haven't seen, actually the only one we haven't seen is Eternals. Yeah. We're waiting for that to be on Disney Plus, but I think we can make an educated guess on a lot of this stuff without having that one piece. You know what I mean?
They made it very clear that this was like a pre-story of like kind of helping us set up like the world a little bit more. So yeah, like you said, I don't think we're gonna get. I think the only thing that maybe could have been leaked in there that we might be missing is where maybe they know where the rings came from Shang-Chi.
Oh, you mean like to connect it to everything else? Oh yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing I was thinking too, that it would have a connection to Shang-Chi and not really anything else. It's just there to establish, like you said, backstory and the character, the Black Knight, especially. Yeah. Like the Eternals are the stars of their movie, but it looks like there's a character, the Black Knight, which he's been an Avenger before, but he's the guy with like the brown hair, from all the like commercials and stuff like that. I think so. But yeah, so that should be cool. But I think we can make our educated guess. Hawkeye especially went into more technology route, especially with Hawkeye being able to tinker with his own devices. It's cool to let them kind of be heroes, and let them just kind of be comic book characters. You know what I mean? So let's talk about that as far as Phase 4. I feel like Phase 4 is really embracing the comic bookiness.
And I'm glad they are, because we've been talking about this for a while. And I think what really did it was when the first Avengers movie came out. That's when a lot of, I guess for me, in my opinion, a lot of uproar came out first of like, dang, they like combined all these different stories to like make this movie. And I think that's when people started getting a little more interest and like, oh, these are coming from comic book stories. So I do like how they're just going more of that route so that they can hopefully eventually just have people read the books too.
Yeah, I feel like the more comic booky these movies get, the more likely you'll have somebody go to the actual store or go on Amazon and go buy a comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is about getting people who don't buy comics to start buying comics. And that's a very hard thing to do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like 9 times out of 10, like people like comic concepts. They don't like comics themselves. Like they can tell you a whole bunch about like specific like characters or stories, but that's because it's been there and it's out there on the internet and they can find it out that way. And so that's a lot easier than just like reading. And also, who has time to just read all day when you have other things that entertain you? You know what I mean? Are you gonna sit and read or watch a movie about it?
It's more It's more of that convenience of like, hey, why would I read this when I can just watch a TV show? And if I want it to be, for example, more lighthearted and funny, I'll just watch this animated TV show. And if I want it to be more darker and gritty, I'll watch the movie.
I'll watch the MCU or something, right? And I feel like, to your point, I think that Phase 4 is getting a lot more comic booky. And that is going to help people actually start buying comics. The first phase had Avengers. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that was cool. That was the whole team up movie. But besides that, like, Thor was a solo story and nobody was out buying Thor books after that. You know what I mean? Like, Iron Man was cool, but everybody liked Iron Man for the facts that the same reason they like Batman, Bruce Wayne. He's rich, he can do whatever he wants, but this guy's an asshole. You know what I mean? And
Robert Downey Jr. had his whole, like, personal transformation at that time. So people were liking him as a person, too.
Well, true, but to my point, that didn't really motivate them to buy a book because Iron Man still didn't really sell that well. Like, you can't name a lot of Iron Man stories besides the one where he gets, like, drunk. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But with the route that Phase 4 is, it's like, fuck it. If you want to give Shang Chi, like, these rings, give him the rings. If you want to throw a dragon in there, throw a dragon in there. If you want Hawkeye to use, like, Pym arrows, throw some Pym arrows in there. Yeah, we can have multiversal Lokis. We can have like an alligator. Who cares? Like, we can do whatever we want. This is Marvel. You know what I mean? We can have a flying space station in one, and then have Falcon and Winter Soldier, where really nothing crazy happened as far as like the comic book world goes. Yeah, it was just like super people doing super stuff.
What I did like about Hawkeye too, it was very subtle, but it showed again like that technology that you mentioned before, and how anyone can grab hold of that technology. Yeah. And even on a grander scale, now that Tony's gone, like no one's like really guarding like that technology that's just out there.
And that's what that's what I like the most, because I feel like once that technology gets out there, that's when we're gonna start getting all those random like freak of the weeks, like random villains with just, oh, it's the Shocker, or oh look, it's Stiltman or something. Like, the cool thing about the Flash TV show was that they always had like a freak of the week every once in a while, where they're like, look, we're fighting Shark Man, this King Shark. We're fighting whoever.
That is true. I mean? They always had like some dumb, people called it dumb, like some freak accident to have like these random metas to come out.
You definitely need like a freak of the week kind of like thing so you can refresh everything. The problem with the Flash was that all of them came from the same accident at the same time. Yeah. And the MCU doesn't have that problem. They have so many different things going on. The baseline is, of course, Tony Stark, but there's other events causing things. Exactly. Sokovia is a big thing. But I think we're getting closer to that. Closer to Doctor Strange. It looks like in his new trailer, he's actually going to be going all into the magic. Like, I'm thinking he might not even need, like, the tools anymore. You know, like, the ring that opens the portals? I think they're finally going to be like, look, this is just Doctor Strange that can do whatever he wants. So, I don't know. I look forward to those kind of things. Yeah. Yeah, this is
it's been a minute since I've seen this picture.
This is the new slide. This is for 2022 going through to 2023. So, these are some of the projects that are in the future that we do still know about. So, such as Moon Knight, Armor Wars, Secret Invasion, Ironheart. So, a lot of these are movies and the TV shows, like a mix of them.
Exactly.
Like I said before, Doctor Strange, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk all got pushed. But out of this new group of like 2022, early 2023, which one is your which one are you most hyped to see?
Oh, you already know I'm most hyped to see my girl Ironheart Riri on the screen. Like, again, going back to technology, this is someone who could just randomly find a piece of Tony's like old technology and just tweak it herself because she's already a genius. Like, and it's just something small and little, and something that we already saw in Hawkeye, how he indirectly impacted Kate by just being himself and trying to like save the day back in 2012.
Yeah.
So I am most excited about that.
Yeah, maybe we'll see like a clip from like a past like Iron Man or Avengers thing where she sees it and she's inspired. Maybe that's like the new thing we'll see. Like we'll see like it from their perspective.
Or maybe like an old like piece of an android like broke off or exploded during a fight that she was nearby, and she like took it because she's like, hey, I could use this.
Yeah.
Like just something real simple. I'm also really excited about Groot, only because Groot is just one of those characters that you don't know what he's saying, but he's so cute, and you can put him in so many different situations that he's adaptable to, and you can use him to explain more of the different planets that you hopefully want to introduce in the future.
Yeah, I mean, Groot, it's going to be an animated show, so you can literally do anything. A couple of the other animated shows that we have to remember to mention when we're moving on to the next portion of this is the Spider-Man animated show that they're making, as well as the Moon Girl Double Dinosaur show.
Yes.
So they're having like a whole animated sector, and I think it's about time they get back to that. And I think it needs to be led by the same people as the MCU. The Disney shows that they've been having for the last while, I haven't liked them since Spectacular Spider-Man. I heard they're okay. I heard the Hulk show's cool. Heard the Guardians of the Galaxy's cool. I would just appreciate it more if they were made by Marvel Studios. But as far as the for anybody that's new, what we are doing is we're going over everything that has already been announced in Phase 4. So we just got done talking about everything that is already premiered. We're talking about everything that has been announced with a name. Next, we're going to talk about the things that they have announced but haven't gotten like a display, like the Spider-Man show, Loki Season 2, Captain America 4.
Yeah.
They were quick to tell us about Captain America 4.
They were super quick.
They didn't put on any list, didn't give us any time. So we're going to talk about these that they named. But then they have 21 other projects that they have not named yet. So we're not going to go into all 21. We're just going to talk about like a couple of where we think the general Phase 4 is going to be up until about 20, maybe 24, 2 years in the future. You know what I mean? But as far as what we're looking at right now, this is the 2022-2023 list.
Yeah.
We start with She-Hulk, which isn't listed here, Miss Marvel, and Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, my first question was, out of this list, which one are you most excited about?
I'm really excited for Moon Knight and Fantastic Four. Like I've been saying a long time, Moon Knight is going to be the gritty one. They've been saying like, look, we haven't had a good gritty fight scene since like Daredevil.
Yeah.
Marvel Studios is way, like they know, like we don't got nothing like Daredevil. So they're determined to make this not as similar, but it's going to have the same darker vibes.
Yeah.
Same like street fights, maybe an alley fight, something like that. So that's going to be interesting. I'm also interested in the Multiverse of Madness, which is coming out in the summer, and Fantastic Four. Because Fantastic Four, once we have them, I already said, I'm looking forward to like a Johnny Storm Spider-Man team-up movie or something, or series. I'm looking forward to like the Savage Land, Mole Man making appearances, Doctor Doom. You know what I mean? Once you have Fantastic Four, you can do a lot. Super Skrull. Of things. We have a lot of Skrulls like in Secret Invasion, but Super Skrull, if you guys don't know, just 30 seconds really quick, he experimented on himself. That's why he has the Fantastic Four powers, and the Skrulls don't experiment on themselves. So they cast him out of the society. They do not like him. But
they say you are not supposed to do that.
His name's Clerk, but the perfect time to bring him in would be like Secret Invasion, and you kind of sprinkle him in a little bit if you wanted to go that route.
Yeah.
My
second question was, since Marvel's Doctor Strange and Miss Marvel, the TV show, got pushed out of this list, which ones would you think would get pushed because those got pushed.
Ooh, that's a good one. Black Panther 2, I think, is getting pushed because we already know that the girl that plays what's the sister? Shuri. The girl that plays Shuri, she is not really that cooperative with all the COVID restrictions, and so they're actively trying to find ways to go around using her. It sucks because we already lost Chadwick, and now we might lose like Shuri too, just because of personal conflicts. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so Black Panther 2 is definitely looking a little shaky. They also announced, we're going to talk about this a little later, a World of Wakanda TV series. So even that is looking shaky right now too. What else do I see getting pushed? Maybe Secret Invasion.
Yeah, like or at least 2 more things have to get pushed, I think, in order, since those 3 got pushed.
I mean, if we just look at the last slide itself, actually, like look at this. This had all the old dates on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if we look at this slide itself, Miss Marvel, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel 2, it even got renamed. She-Hulk. 4 of these got pushed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But outside the 4 that got pushed, 7 stayed. You know what I mean? So it makes sense that they have 21 new projects for the next 3 years.
Right. Exactly.
So let's say out of these, if 4 were to get pushed, I would say Secret Invasion, Black Panther, Blade, maybe Ant-Man, only because of CGI. You know what I mean? What do you think?
I was gonna say Thor.
Thor?
Instead of Ant-Man.
I feel like they're like making good traction on Thor already. But yeah, so those are the ones that we have announced already. We have, as far as 2022 goes, we have Moon Knight, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Armor Wars, I Am Groot, Thor, Blade, Quantumania, Black Panther 2. We have a couple sprinkling into 23, like Fantastic Four, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Armor Wars, and things like that. But after that, we still have to fill in some of these spaces with some of these other shows that were announced.
Yeah.
So these other shows, like we said before, things were like the Ghost Rider TV series that was just announced a little while ago. They also have a holiday TV special series, remember, with Werewolf by Night?
Yeah.
That they announced. World of Wakanda, Loki Season 2, The What If Season 2, Echo Season 1. As far as movie goes, we have Captain America 4, Spider-Man 4, and Shang Chi 2. So that's a lot.
That is a lot.
So as far as like names go, do you think it's just because these don't have names specifically? Like Echo Season 1, maybe it's going to be like Echo something else or something?
Yeah, I think these are just like placeholders for now. Like, hey, these are coming out for sure. We just don't have like an official title for it, but they're done.
Okay, so you think Captain America 4, like they're working on it, but that one just doesn't have a title yet. What would you like to see in Captain America 4? Who do you like to see him fight?
I would like to see more Backtrack the Leaper, but that's only because of how open-ended they left it in the show, like, and they made it, and because we did that backstory on him, his or short story origin, I was like, yo, that's so cool. Like, he's not really like that bad.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
He's just a guy, and you can use him to kind of get some more information, especially since now we know that the power broker she now has her old job back, and she has like more access, so you can use him to kind of like get some information. Yeah,
I wonder if the power broker is going to be like a Captain America villain. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm thinking, because like, who else would she be a villain for?
The U.S. agent, like in the U.S. agent story, the power broker was one of his villains, as well as the Scourge of the Undead, the Scourge of the Underworld. We covered that too.
That would be interesting if it was.
The power broker gave U.S. agent his powers.
Yeah, it would be interesting if it was the U.S. agent, because then we would actually see the Thunderbolts, and that's actually something I'm really interested in.
Yeah, and that is definitely something that I would like to see. I'm wondering where we're going to see that.
Would we get a new version of it too? Because I'm thinking like with Yelena, and then we have maybe Kate?
I don't know though with Yelena. I would like to see a Yelena-Kate team-up series.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't think she'll be a bad person because she had that whole experience with Clint now, and she didn't try to kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she learned her lesson from that. Maybe she will confront Elaine from Seinfeld and be like, yo, you lied to me. He didn't kill my sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe she will, but I feel like she won't. But what if Captain America 4 is just all about like the Thunderbolts versus like a small team of Avengers? You know what I mean? Because they don't got everybody. Like Thor's in space.
Thor is in space.
They don't know who Spider-Man is anymore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It could be like the Thunderbolts versus him, Winter Soldier, and like shit.
Oh, what's his name?
His Falcon.
The new
friend.
Falcon.
Yeah,
the new Falcon. Him.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Joaquin.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Spider-Man 4. That one's probably not coming out for another 2 years. So
yeah, that's definitely going to be a while.
We'll push that aside. The Ghost Rider TV series. What are we thinking?
Honestly, I would hopefully they do like the Robbie Reyes version of Ghost Rider.
Because that's the one you know.
That's the one I like the most.
What are the other two named?
It doesn't matter because the best one is Robbie Reyes.
It's Johnny Blaze and Denny Ketch.
I knew it was Johnny, but I didn't know the other one. But anyways, my point stands.
Yeah. He looks old. It's one of the people from Walking Dead, and they're pretty old. They look like a motorcycle like biker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one of the motherfuckers from South Park. Yeah. He looks like that, so I'm thinking it's gonna be one of the first two. I don't know the difference between the two.
Oh.
Denny Ketch seems more like a biker name.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's him.
But Johnny Blaze seems more of like a cool biker name that like when he rolls through, like people know who he is kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's like I feel like Johnny Blaze is like we're in the part of the MCU where it's like people did not watch the old movies.
Yeah.
They had to catch up with the old Spider-Man movies. They haven't watched the old like Ghost Rider movies, and there's not a lot of Ghost Rider content anymore. You know what I mean? So they could be like Johnny Blaze. You guys are trying too hard. But Denny Ketch is like, okay, that's a name.
That's true.
Yeah, we don't even gotta worry about the name. We can just worry about the powers. You know what I mean? And the powers are cool. Maybe we can see some Blade action or something. I don't know. Maybe it will be in near Louisiana.
Right.
And they can build up the bayou.
That'd be really cool.
So we have Shang-Chi too as well. I think that one might actually come out next year. Like towards the end of next year if that one would come out.
What would you think would happen in Shang-Chi 2?
I think they're going to work with Wong and try to figure out what's going on with the bands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I also think that there's going to be some kind of conflict with his sister because his sister also, much like the Power Broker, has her own underground like...
Oh, yeah! She took over her dad's place!
Yeah, so she has like a whole underground army.
Yo, what is she up to? Because...
What if they have to fight?
What is she up to though? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out because she had this whole like revenge, like I hate you dad kind of thing, and then but she already had her own like underground like empire type of thing. She just kind of just like leveled up.
You make it into a circle. She looks for her own ancient relic. You know what I mean? Like there's not going to be a shortage of other dimensions.
Right, or other relics that she could like get.
Yeah.
And then that would be cool because then they can bring in more of like that history that they kind of like tapped into a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
Loki season 2. Loki's gotta get Mobius to know who he is.
That is so sad. Okay, can we have a moment please? Because we did not get that jet ski and I'm still upset about it. But also, like, the fact that he, like, lost all his memories and he, like, doesn't remember him is, like, literally the saddest part of Loki.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we know that Loki is probably gonna mostly run the TVA after Kang, like, and, like, run him out, but...
Oh, you mean Sylvie?
Yeah. No. Loki. With Sylvie.
What happened at the end of Loki?
Oh, no, yeah, it's gonna be Sylvie.
Okay, just a refresher. At the end of Loki, Sylvie does kill the Kang after he warned her, hey, I'm just going to be back. And so once she does, Loki gets sent back to the TVA where Mobius does not recognize him. What's her name? The lady that was in charge with the curly hair. She's nowhere to be found because she's out looking.
Oh, B-23.
No, B-23 is also there. She has shorter hair. I'm talking about the light-skinned girl.
Oh.
The one that was like one of the judges.
Yeah.
Raven something or something.
Yeah. Starts with R.
Yeah, she's gone. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Here, we'll move on.
Yes.
Okay. World of Wakanda. What do you think?
That's definitely gonna get pushed. But I would just like more of like the different tribes of like their background of why they decided to like build their different tribes. Just because I just watched that show Shipwreck, so I was like, I'm really into like different tribes and how they separated. But
yeah,
it'd be cool to just
or
like
just see how they
operate.
operate individually, not even interacting with each other. Just like, what are you guys doing when y'all doing y'all thing?
Yeah. Like, I know that as a whole
they
kingdom...
call you 8-Man. Why do they call you that?
I know as a whole kingdom we have, like,
that?
these roles, but, like, what are your guys' like, hierarchy? Yeah. Like, how do you guys gain more power in your tribe?
And maybe we'll see Zawavari.
Who's that?
That's the guy from Marvel's Avengers that's, like, waving the stick around.
Oh!
The old man.
Yes.
Zawavari's cool. Yeah, maybe we'll see him. Maybe we'll see Neelix. He's the guy that tinkers a lot with... inventions with Shuri. Mm-hmm. Now that Black Panther is gone, T'Challa is gone, Shuri's gonna need somebody to like go back and forth with when she's tinkering with things, if she's in it. So we can have Neelix. Mm-hmm. It would also be cool if they could like establish the world of Wakanda, how they are doing outreaches to other parts of the world, other communities. Maybe this is where we can get something like they do a foreign exchange program, and maybe sprinkle that in for some future Miss Marvel connection, because you know the Bruno connection. Mm-hmm. But yeah, World of Wakanda, it's hard to really say what's going on rather than just them showcasing us. This is the technology they use. This is what these names mean. This is what the government's like. You know what I mean? Because when you get thrown into the Black Panther movie, they're just saying words.
Right.
Like,
and I think that is why they're like, okay, we got to have something to explain all this, because...
I've done 2 different Black Panther stories, and I have to repeat the same words all the time, like, Demisa Sarki. That means Black Panther. That means Black Panther in my stories, like all the time, like the Orphan King and that kind of stuff. It might also be cool to just see the world of Wakanda revolt against T'Challa because they just think he's missing because he's like hanging out with the Avengers or something. Mm-hmm. And so maybe they're like, hey, fuck kings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Black Panther versus the people. We covered that story too. Mm-hmm. Let's see, a couple more. What If Season 2 was also announced. They said, hey, these are just going to be more projects that we're like, hey, if these things work, we'll make them into actual shows. Oh, that actually reminds me. Marvel Zombies.
Yep.
Marvel Zombies is another project that they're working on that they already have a name for. So that
because it came from What If and everyone loved it, which is so crazy because we talk about this all the time, how like zombies and stuff is like not really our thing. But that's like the thing that everyone loves.
Yeah, because zombies is like, it's an easy... You gotta... Our thing is never really like the easy end. You know what I mean? Because it's like we've seen a lot of these stories over and over again. So it's going to take a little bit more. But for a lot of people, they're not as exposed to these stories. Yeah. So it's like a zombie concept is just like, cool, I know what's going on.
Right.
I know the different roles when it comes to zombies. You need a leader. You need a guy that's an asshole. You need the person that's trying to protect everybody. You need a guy that fucks everything up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's easy, and then you get moving. And then it's more about the people interacting and having fun along the way and getting in trouble than the actual plot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever.
And then lastly, Echo.
Oh, that isn't the last one. We still have a couple more, but yeah, Echo Season 1, that's definitely coming very soon. Mm-hmm. They announced that one while they were filming Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like this one needed its own season until the last episode of the Hawkeye season. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, this is Echo's whole thing.
Yeah.
Which really made me feel like, was this just your show the whole time and you guys put it into Hawkeye?
Yeah, and it also made me... I also got that feeling because when they first announced it while they were filming Hawkeye, it's like, why would you do that? Why would you say that?
Right?
That's kind of...
Here comes the tinfoil hat. All right. Sony wanted Daredevil in their movie.
Okay.
Marvel Studios didn't want the first crossover from Netflix to Marvel to be a Sony movie.
Right.
They wanted it to be their project. So they put him in, the Kingpin in on a phone, and then kind of a one-off scene where nobody else was at except him and Kate. You know what I mean? And then he got shot. And he's going to come back. He's going to be blind and shit like that. We get it. But I think that was because they want to be like, we wanted to do the crossover first. And I think the original plan was to have an Echo show, and the whole anchor for the Echo show was going to be the Kingpin. Like, Echo is a not well-known hero. But if you say the Kingpin's in it, maybe I'm tuning in. Yeah. So that's my theory.
I mean, I guess. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know. It's kind of weird how they're like throwing Echo in, but it's like random. Even when we were watching the Hawkeye show, it's like, this is like so randomly just like put in here. So I definitely agree. There was a plan behind a plan.
Yeah. And it couldn't have been like, hey, we want to get this mute girl out, because they had a mute girl, Makari, who's in Eternals.
Yeah.
So it's like, that definitely wasn't the motivation. It had to be something else. But yeah, so other than that, we do have the announced Spider-Man series that's going to be animated. Mm-hmm. It's going to be Spider-Man freshman year.
Yeah.
I remember that name, damn. And it's going to revolve around his first years as Spider-Man. So I think this is going to show the Uncle Ben that everybody's looking for.
Yeah.
It's going to show like some small-time crime, some fun hijinks and stuff like that.
And this is exactly what we want, because he's called the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. But over these last few years, he hasn't been so neighborly. Like,
no, definitely not.
So it's something that we've been craving, and I'm excited to see for sure.
Yeah. And I think that's what everybody wants, is just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But I think we're getting to that point in the MCU where people are realizing, oh, this is the origin story for him. Like, it isn't just the Uncle Ben thing.
Yeah.
And then he becomes the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Like, all this happens. And then he's like, okay, now I know what it means to be a hero.
Right.
Which is kind of cool. Some people like it, some people don't. You're gonna like what you like.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, we also had, what was that other TV show?
The Moon Girl.
The Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur.
And Devil Dinosaur. I don't know much about her, but I think it's so cute. Like, the animation style is so adorable.
You know how I say, like, there's a bunch of smart people in the MCU?
Yeah.
Where do you put Amadeus Cho, if you could give him, like, a number?
Amadeus Cho, I would give him, like, a 6.
Yeah, then she's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just some kindergartner. Devil Dinosaur is a concept from the Savage Land where dinosaurs run around. They used to have a comic called like Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur. It could have been from a different company that Marvel bought, and then they were just like, look, since you're like Conan the Barbarian, we'll just throw you there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Recently, during the big Inhuman boom, Lunella popped up, and she's an Inhuman. She's really smart, and she was able to make a portal that just so happened to work while Devil Dinosaur was also being transported to New York. They met each other, they became friends, and now they're Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Devil Dinosaur cannot talk. He's just a red dinosaur like Clifford. He's big.
He's just a big red dinosaur. Well, yeah, he can't talk. What do you mean? Like,
I don't know where your head's at. Maybe you're like, maybe they talk.
No, like, she talks to him like we talk to the dogs.
Maybe. But yeah, I think as far as they also have the Agatha Harkness show.
Yeah, they did announce that, which again is magic, and I'm so excited about that because the backstory that we got of Agatha was already in hostility when all the other witches were trying to suck out her magic, but she was too dang strong and sucked out their magic instead.
Yeah.
So we need to go back further so we can figure out that. Yeah, like, she wasn't always this morally gray person.
Yeah, I agree. It had to start somewhere, and it had to start like with she using her powers and somebody reprimanded her. You know what I mean? And then it all goes south from there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I know there was a couple of more shows announced on Disney Investor Day.
Yeah,
we covered a couple of months ago, but I can't remember them off the top of my head, or if they were just like the new concepts and arts for these.
Yeah, you know a lot of them were new concepts and arts, and then a lot of them were those ones that we have on that sticky note. So I think now we're ready for the next part.
All right, so the final phase of this discussion is just predicting or just telling you what we would like to see in the future of the MCU. They have 21 unnamed projects. Knowing what we have, ideally, understanding like how these companies work. What kind of shows are we trying to see?
I'm definitely trying to see a season 2 of Miss Marvel. And hear me out. the reason why you can do a season 2 of Miss Marvel is because with the introduction of Ironheart and potentially a new Spider-Man, because Tom Holland said it's about time we see Miles and stuff like that. I think they could do like cute little cameos in that Miss Marvel season 2. Just have them come in and out. They don't always hang out all the time. And then you can also sprinkle in a little Joaquin in there. Like, so I want to see that for sure.
Well, Joaquin is definitely older. So you got to imagine like Joaquin's probably like airman age.
That's
so he's
true.
probably in his 20s. Wouldn't be hanging out with a 15-year-old.
It'll be with
especially
Kate.
from New Jersey.
But you'll be surprised how Miss Marvel be meeting like these random people. Like they just be like stopping by.
That's true. That's very true. How about a Nova show? A Sam Alexander Nova show?
You've been pushing this Nova show for a while. And I think that is definitely in the works because with the 3 facets that we have, Nova hits 2 of those.
It does.
So like,
oh wait, let me
yeah.
not face you. Let me face this.
Nova fits 2 of those. The technology, and that technology is from space, so that's aliens. Boom, easy. Like
that's really good right there. Also the Hawkeye and Black Widow show. I think that would be cool.
And you can do it animated, so that would also be another way to get around like not having Scarlett Johansson and just like having
Scarlett Johansson, they announced she's producing a project. They're cool with her. She won her money and they paid her. And now they're like, you can produce a project too. We haven't heard what it is, but it's one of the 21.
It's not going to be a Black Widow project. It's going to be something else.
It's going to be something else. She's like, I'm a distance myself. I'm an artist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I can do more.
Yeah.
But what else do you think? Like as far as TV shows go, As
far as TV shows go, I think that we should have I think Daredevil's going to get a show.
Really?
I think he'll get another show eventually. Honestly, within the next 2 years, there's too much fan uproar about just seeing him that I think we will be getting another show soon.
And do you think it's because they showed Kingpin and they're like, yeah, we got to bring Daredevil back? And we saw him in the movie too.
Yeah, exactly, because they saw him in the movie and everybody was like, and plus that was everybody's favorite part of the Netflix universe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they were going to bring back more of the Netflix universe, I would like maybe an animated show about the Night Nurse. We just got a piece of news this week that the girl that played Colleen Wing was supposed to be the girl from Shang Chi.
Yeah.
But she turned it down because she wanted to play Colleen. Here, let me let them know a couple of things you're looking forward to, and I'll take them out.
Yeah, so sorry about that. We have a puppy, Savo. He just woke up. But another thing that I would definitely be interested, if they're going to bring Daredevil back, they have to bring Jessica Jones back. Because then this is just my theory, put on your tinfoil hats like Corey said. If they bring in Kingpin, right, and he's bringing, like, getting his, like, network back together, then he's gonna need somebody to help him along the way. And you can definitely use one of Jessica Jones' villains, like you can go very extreme, like the Purple Man, or you can just do another, like, low-key villain that's in Gotham that all of them know. And then you can have She-Hulk, you can have Echo, you can have Daredevil, you can have them all team up to go against them. And I think the Purple Man would be the best villain that they can fight against, to have all of them work together as like a team in just like New York. And I think that would be really dope to see. Also, since we are getting like a Blade movie, I think it would be really cool to get like a TV show. Since we are getting like more zombies, I think it would be cool to get more vampires. Just saying, you can go more into that and go more like that, like the lore of vampires. I just mentioned about Blade, and how since we're getting Blade, I think it would be cool if we got like a vampire TV show since we got zombies.
That would be cool. They gotta, or at least they have like somebody's gotta fight vampires or something like that. Yo, GM Patch Nasty.
What's up?
Just raid us with a yo. I appreciate
that. Oh my gosh!
Yo.
Thank you so much for the raid.
So right now, what we're doing is actually, we are the Overlook. We do this every Sunday on Sunday Morning Comics and Coffee. We talk about comic topics. So sometimes it's a TV show, sometimes it's a movie. Today we're talking about the things we expect to see in Phase 4. Starting in 2022, going in 2023. They just announced 21 new projects that don't have names yet. So we were just going through a couple of them. We'll double back, but it looks like Who Wants a Mustache Raid? Yo, Psyducks.
I love the Psyducks.
Let's get one of the mustache raids. Nice. I need more emotes. I like that Psyduck one.
I know, that one's really
If
cool.
you guys don't know, Psyduck and Golduck are some of my favorite Pokemon, but hey, that's something for some other time. But yeah, so as far as what we know so far on Phase 4, what they have announced but don't have names, we know Captain America 4, Spider-Man 4, they're making a Ghost Rider TV show, Shang Chi 2, Loki Season 2, World of Wakanda, that's a TV show, What If Season 2 is a TV show. We have Echo. We have Spider-Man.
Yo, Ogre is reading. Ogre followed.
Yo, another raid?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ogre, for following. I don't know, Ogre followed.
Oh, okay,
Thank you so much.
Okay. I was like, wait. This is getting overwhelming. Like, I appreciate y'all. Like, hey, he said he's personally excited for Doctor Strange 2.
Me too. And I love the fact, I mentioned this before when we first found out about Doctor Strange, and we watched the trailer. I love the fact that he showed up to Wanda and she's like, look, Strange, I did some things, and he's like, I don't care about that. Listen, we got bigger fish to fry right now. Like
I don't know if you know what Shuma Gorath is, but it's some weird ass octopus monster, and we got to worry about that. So that would be cool.
Sorry, this is gonna sound funny. What if the second season of What If is going to show us how the animated evil Doctor Strange got to the MCU real life Doctor Strange?
That would be cool if like part of that season 2 is kind of fleshing out some of those stories, because as some of us know already, they're taking concepts from What If and making them into shows already, like Marvel Zombies. But it would be cool if they kind of just extended some of these stories that are already going on now. What up, Blue? Nice.
Hey, Blue.
That other notification was me hosting your channel. Oh, I appreciate you, Blue.
Thank you so much.
If y'all don't know, Blue's cool people. He's always supporting. So if you guys could try to support him too, I don't know if it's not out of your way. I appreciate that. Just spreading the love. But yeah, as far as Phase 4, we have the things that we have already seen. And they're focusing on androids, aliens, and witches and wizards. Aliens is anything like demons, anything not on Earth. Androids is anything like super soldiers, robots, anything like that. And then, magic is magic.
Right.
So that's always cool too. But as far as some of the things for Phase 4 that we're looking forward to, or that we could potentially get, would be like a Hawkeye Kate Bishop team up show. I'm really looking forward to. I don't think we'll get it, but a Spider-Man Johnny Storm team up show.
That would be so cool. That would be. I don't think you would get it, but again, that can go in a What If. Like let's experiment with it. Show people a little bit of how cool it could be, and then just let the people say let's have it.
Or you know how they have the anime show Spider-Man Freshman Year? It could be like Spider-Man College Days.
Right, College Days.
And he meets like Johnny Storm in college, and he's like, yo, you cool.
We don't always need another movie. We just need a little bit more TV shows and a little bit more animated series, which I'm glad they're getting back into, which we mentioned earlier.
And Phase 4 seems like, and thank you guys for the follows, like that really helps out a lot. Usually we're just making audio dramas or trying to play Marvel's Avengers, but we do this every Sunday, so it's cool. It's always a good time. I appreciate that. And then I think we were just talking about a couple last things for Phase 4 that we were expecting. Some TV shows that we were looking forward to. You were talking about like vampires and monsters. You want to go into like the monsters? Well,
yeah, just because they showed that zombies work very well, and that means that vampires can work more, and we're gonna get that with the evidence of Blade. And so again, since we personally want more just world building, that would be another cool quick TV series that you can do, and you can do it like a one-off. And since 2021 really showed us that we don't need to do the standard 12 24 episodes for a season. We have a story and it can be 6 episodes long, and then boom, that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, they were making the X-Men animated '97. Mm-hmm. I forgot all about that too.
That's the one we were missing, Blue. Yeah. Thank you.
GM said, "I'm curious to see how Morbius and Blade is going to be handled."
Agreed. I definitely agree, because I think if they do it right, which I think they will, because with the way that our movies have been going and the technology for them, now is the perfect time to revamp them and bring them back to make them grittier and more like scary and eerie. Yeah.
Plus, it'll be interesting to see how the Sony-Disney partnership evolves because of the success of Spider-Man 3.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, it's always been hesitant. Even me, as like a fan, have been like, I'm not really too sure about like what Sony's doing. But after Spider-Man, I was like, okay, I'll give you a chance. Mm-hmm. But I imagine Marvel Studios saw how much money they made.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, that lady Amy Pascal was like, look, we could do this all day. Mm-hmm. We could cross over all day. You know what I mean? But a news article just came out today about the writers of No Way Home. How they had to actually challenge themselves to not do too much fan service in a movie like that.
And it's so funny that I agree, because one, that's the third movie. That's usually the movie that you do the most fan service for in. And even looking back when you watch it, there was still a lot of fan service like in the movie.
They
but
gave people time to clap.
Imagine how much more they could have put in there.
Oh, I bet you if Sony had like the reins, like, I'll tell you a Sony line. Man, I wish there was a black Spider-Man somewhere. Like, bro, we know. We already had Spider-Man 1 with Childish Gambino in it, and he's talking about Miles. Like, we know. You don't gotta do all that. But yeah, Spider-Man's always a good time.
Yeah.
I hope they do something really cool with Morbius and Blade. Morbius actually comes out this month. Mm-hmm. That was the series I wanted to do. I wanted to see if I wanted to cover a Morbius series. And we'll
let us know.
But yeah, as far as TV series go, we're getting things like She-Hulk, we're getting Miss Marvel. Mm-hmm. We're really just fleshing out the universe so that when people see the MCU, they can see comic books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we believe that this will motivate people to actually invest in comic books more. Because a big disconnect is going to, like, say, I go to Captain America Civil War. And then I want to go buy the Civil War comic book. And you're like, this is a lot of talking. I'm not really too invested in any of these side characters. So I don't know. You go to Civil War 2 and you're just like, I don't like this. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I feel like the more Phase 4 just goes into like Shang Chi, got cosmic bands. Or, yeah, we got a She-Hulk now because of blood transfusion. Or we got Pym arrows. The more likely you'll have people to be like, look, I like this crazy universe. Let's explore it more.
Yeah.
So, did you have any last thoughts? We did get rated towards the end, and I don't want to like repeat a lot of the stuff that we said. We do upload these on Thursdays on our YouTube channel, The Overlook. Usually we narrate audio comics. We make them long form, movie length, so you can have something to binge in the background. And we also upload these discussions every Thursday. Let's see. You want to read those?
Blue just said he just can't wait for Morbius because he's another Spider-Man related character that he really likes.
Me too.
And I agree. He's just one of those that it's like, he's also a scientist as well, so you can have them team up. You can have them fight each other because he's trying to stop Morbius from doing certain experiments. Like, he's like another lizard in that sense. Like, you can use him for good or you can use him for bad.
Yeah, definitely a cautionary tale. Yeah. A lot of those like animal experiments are definitely like, hey, maybe I use Peter's blood. Maybe I just use the same machine that blasted that radiation on that bug or something like that. But it's always like, yo, Peter Parker must have been like the perfect balance.
Yeah.
Because everybody else's life turns to shit after that. You turn to a lizard man, an uncontrollable vampire man, a rat man.
That's subjective because the lizard, he actually truly believed he became better.
That's true. The lizard, that's a mental thing. We'll have to go into that on another week, but what up,
Loki? Thank you so much for popping up.
You made it just in time for the wrap-up. So right before we go, what are you most excited for in Phase 4? And like any of these new shows, movies, or TV shows, what would you put in? Like what hero would you put into the future of the MCU? One of mine is Sam Alexander Nova. I think you could do a lot with him. I think you can make a nice mini-series and kind of connect him to the champions that they're building up.
Yes.
I think the champions Young Avengers are gonna be 2 groups, so
Mhm.
I'm really into Nova being part of the Champions.
What? Oh, speaking of champions, what if they do a Vision TV show where he's like the White Vision? Okay, so sorry.
Yo, what if they make the White Vision try to make his family?
Yes. I'm so sorry. Okay, so listen, hear me out before we go. So we still have White Vision out there, right? And he now understands himself of like who he is, of like, and so he has to go out and like find himself in the world, but he's not necessarily romantically involved with Wanda, right? So he's gonna want to have that romantic partner in that family. So what if he makes his own family?
And then you have the book.
That we covered on the Overlook.
That would be crazy. And then
that's how we get Vision for Champions.
That would be really cool. I think that would be the best TV series that they could do with the Vision, or like best extension of him. I don't know what they're doing with him really. I know that they have been making some like hints at Wonder Man. Yeah. And a lot of the Vision's brain patterns were based off Wonder Man, so maybe they'll do something with that. Maybe they'll just bring in Wonder Man and have him date Wanda. Yeah. Or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot you can do with like these random characters, like these random 80s characters. It was so soap opera-y. It was like they were dating this person, they were dating that person.
And that was during the time where he went and got his own family, was when she was dating Wonder Man.
The shit that was good for 1980s comics is good for 2020 TV.
100%. We're so... Loki said he's excited for She-Hulk and Miss Marvel. 100%.
I think She-Hulk's going to be fun.
My 2 favorite ones, because the thing with She-Hulk too is like, right now Banner is still there. So right now you can just have her be a lawyer. She's very confident in herself. Like, you don't even have to show us how like she got radiated. Like, she could just already be there. But I know they're gonna show us.
You're definitely gonna have to show us, because you have the people that are gonna be like, a girl Hulk. Now you guys are out of ideas because they never. You already got it once they like showed it.
You guys are grasping.
You too. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone. I hope 2022 brings you guys what you want and need.
I agree, Loki. Where's our Fantastic Four show? People do not respect the Fantastic Four the way they need to be respected. Oh, he's got stretchy powers. Oh, he's on fire. Oh, he's a rock man. We get it. The same reason y'all don't like Superman. You just haven't read the right story. That's all. Yeah, these people aren't always corny. These people be going through shit. People die. People like have to make real choices and stuff like that.
This is their turn to like come back and be better, because they did the exact same thing with Spider-Man. You know, they just revamped him over and over, and then they showed us that they now know what they're doing. So they're gonna do the same with Fantastic Four.
Yeah, true. I just do not like the complaint about like Fantastic Four and Superman, how it's like how they're corny, or how it's always like happy all the time. It's like, no comic book character is happy all the time, or else they wouldn't be a comic book character. Right. Part of comics is having them go through shit all the time, having them almost kill somebody, and having them work their way back.
I know Sal will tell them.
Eternals movie was, man. Yeah, that's what I hear a lot. We will watch it when it comes out on Disney Plus. I'm just more excited about finishing up like that portion of the story. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think as far as Phase 4 goes.
And Silk, where is she? Right. Where is she, Loki? I don't know. I've been waiting for 4 years now for Silk, because they announced her 4 years ago, and we're still waiting. But, you know, I will keep waiting. I waited for Saga. I will keep waiting for Silk.
And Saga's almost here. As far as the Eternals movie, I just want to finish the story, just because it's like I'm not really too hyped about any of these like movies and projects themselves. Like, I gotta watch it, but it's like, I value the fact that, hey, this is just another piece. You know what I mean? But I hear a lot. Eternals is just kind of like, all right, come on. Oh, I get it. You're doing an art thing. You know what I mean? You know, like when you're watching a movie, you're like, oh, this is an art movie. Right. You're like, oh, okay. Sit down.
You're trying to tell us something.
Yeah. So Silk is definitely dope.
He wants to know if Michael B. Jordan is still going to be Superman. And I think that was definitely a rumor that came out because he was having multiple meetings at DC. And we know that he's working with them on a project, but I don't remember.
Static Shock.
Yes, it was.
So, he was working with them on multiple meetings, and it turned out to be a Static Shock live action project and an animated project. So they're going to have an animated series to kind of coincide with the live action release, which is cool. They were talking about Val Zod Superman, but I think it was more a rumor saying it was him. Right. I don't think Michael B. Jordan wants to be that Superman. I think he would rather do something on the back end.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what it seems like to me too.
From like his answers and stuff, it does seem like a perfect fit just because it's like, we know that guy is a big actor who can play heroes and stuff like that, and it's not going to be a stretch for him to play this character. It would also be kind of cool to see him play that character as opposed to Killmonger, but I don't know. I'm not even crazy about Killmonger. The only Thanos family characters we care about are Gamora and her sister. No, I like Eros. I like Eros, and I like his father. He's like some super scientist on Titan. Yeah, cool. He's like he's well known on Titan as being like the smartest person. Yeah, Thanos' dad, and his brother is Eros. He has the power of pheromones, so you can make a bunch of girls like him. That's cool.
Of course. Of
course. Him. For him.
Right. No, like of course you're a guy, so yeah, it makes it easier for the guy to get the girl. So yeah, that's cool.
I miss you 9,000 Gamora for real.
I miss Gamora.
Yeah, and that's why I think I think Guardians 3 isn't only gonna have like Thor in it, but it's gonna be a Gamora story. Yeah. If you guys seen Infinity Wars, it's like the 2018 Marvel crossover event. It was basically the Guardians were chasing down Gamora. She killed Thanos, and then she was out there trying to get the Infinity Stones herself. I meant to say, I know. Hey, well, shit, I do too. But yeah, Gamora was like stealing Infinity Stones, and then she like, besides deleting half of the universe, she compressed it all together, and that's how we got stuff like the Arachnite or that Punisher. No, I don't think we got Punisher Spider-Man from that, but we got a couple of things out of that. But I think that's going to be the general idea for Guardians Volume 3 is what they call it.
Yeah, Volume 3.
Is basically they're chasing down this Gamora who doesn't know them.
Yeah.
And they're like, look, we're family.
Yeah.
And I think
she's like, no.
No, we're not. I don't like this guy. Drax.
I'm going to go kill people now. You can call me Requiem.
Yeah, that was her name. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we talked a lot about Phase 4. It was kind of like we split in 3 parts or 4 parts. What we knew, what we think we know, and what we're predicting. And
what we hope we get.
Yeah, and then we kind of doubled back a couple of times. Daredevil and Iron Fist are the 21 mystery ones. I definitely think Daredevil. Besides a solo Iron Fist, I would take a Power Man and Iron Fist. A Luke Cage and Iron Fist show. Okay, this dog wants to go.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you everybody for joining us this Sunday. Loki, Blue. We had a couple more people. We had is it MP? No, GMP. Yeah. Thank you.
GMP.
Patch Nasty. So thank you for that raid, bro. Like I did
Blue,
not expect that.
Thank you for hosting us.
Yeah. Thank you for hosting us, Blue. I really appreciate everything y'all do.
Thank you for following too.
I scrolled past that, didn't I?
Well, I just look at the top.
Oh, okay. Overwhelming. Yes. Yeah. At the end of every stream, I want to make sure I shout out everybody that does anything. So if I ever forget about you, I don't know, write something in the chat, tweet me, and I swear to God, I'll make sure I make up for that the next time around. But we will be back next Sunday, same time. Yes. And we'll be having a discussion topic because we don't have any shows to watch. So I look forward to that. If you guys are new to us, check out the channel. We just uploaded a Superior Spider-Man video. It's all coming to an end for Otto. Shit sucks for Otto Octavius now.
It's getting really
bad. The Green Goblin knows who he is, and it fucking sucks. So that's cool. You guys are cool, and we'll see y'all next time.
See ya.